What's up, travellers? Welcome back to the channel. SJ Aviation HQ coming at you with another video for you guys today. Today we got the model review of the Finnair A350-900 by NG Models. This model here was released in the August release of by NG Models of this year, 2022. Before we go any further into the video, though, if you are new to the channel, welcome to SJ Aviation HQ. If you like this sort of thing, the content of airport updates, model reviews, unboxings, other great stuff involving model aircraft, go ahead and down that bell icon and also subscribe to the channel below. And also, if you want to show some more support on this video and the channel as well, give this video a thumbs up, and it would really help me out in the long run. So moving along into this video, we've got the Finnair A350-900 by NG Models as mentioned. Before we go ahead and show you the box in front of you, I'm going to read out some information about Finnair as an airline, and then read out some information about the aircraft. So founded on November the 1st, 1923, Finnair is the flag carrier airline of Finland, with its headquarters in Venta, on the grounds of Helsinki International Airport. Finnair is the fifth oldest airline in continuous operation and is constantly listed as one of the world's safest airlines. According to planespotters.net, Finnair currently has a fleet consisting of 80 aircraft, including 17 Airbus A350-900s. Finnair welcomed their first A350-900 with registration Oscar Hotel Lima Whiskey Alpha on October the 6th, 2015, becoming Europe's first operator of the type. Finnair was also the first customer in the world to order the A350 XWB aircraft. On September the 1st, 1999, Finnair joined the One World Alliance alongside its subsidiary airlines Nordic Regional Airlines, which is an affiliate member. So going into some information about this aircraft now. This aircraft here has the MSN number 023. MSN, of course, standing for the manufacturer serial number. This aircraft here is an Airbus A350-900, specifically a 941, because 41 is the Airbus designated code for Airbus built aircraft that are equipped with Rolls-Royce engines. This aircraft performed its first flight on January the 7th, 2016. As of today, this aircraft is 6.8 years old. This aircraft here wore the test registration Foxtrot Whiskey Zulu Foxtrot Romeo. This aircraft here was built and produced at Toulouse, France. Of course, Toulouse is where the main plant for the main area where the Airbus factory is. Of course, Toulouse is where mainly where the wide bodies are built, A350s, A330neos, etc. And of course, some of the narrow bodies are built there as well. I think some of the A320neo family are built there. I think the A320neo and also the 319neo is there as well. I think the A321neo family, or the A321neo aircraft in general, is mainly built in Hamburg, which is also a place where Airbus has a factory. And the airframe status of this aircraft is active, which means this aircraft is currently in service with passengers on board. So the registration of the aircraft that we're looking at today, as stated on the box in front of you, is Oscar Hotel Lima Whiskey Echo. This aircraft again is an Airbus A350-900. This aircraft was delivered to Finnair on April the 29th, 2016. And it is equipped with two Rolls-Royce Trent XWB-84 engines. This aircraft here was ferried between Toulouse and Helsinki between April the 29th and 30th of 2016 on its delivery flight. And as a fun fact, an extra piece of information, this aircraft here was painted into the Happy Holidays livery between November 2017 and April 2018. Of course, that being for the Christmas period of that year. So as you can see, this box is actually quite nice. I mean, Finnair has a pretty simplistic livery, but it does suit the 350 and all their wide bodies, to be honest. So at the top of the box here, we have the A350-900 titles in the Airbus font, very nice indeed. Here we have the Airbus A350-900 with the Finnair livery on it. I must say, Finnair is one of my favourite airlines. It's an airline that I really do want to try sometime in the future. Here is the nice design of the Finnair logo. Of course, the Finnair's logo is just the typeface, as you can see here. Very nice indeed. Here's the registration again. Oscar Hotel Lima Whiskey Echo, or OH-LWE for those that aren't that familiar with the phonetic alphabet. Here is the NG Models logo, and there's the scale of the aircraft, 1:400 scale in die-cast metal. On the bottom panel we have the Airbus A350-900 titles on the top left, NG Models logo on the bottom left, the aircraft in the middle with the registration below that, and here is the barcode with the item number on it, 39036. On the right panel we have the same information, except there is the Finnair logo in the middle there. On the top panel, same as the bottom side. Very cool indeed. And on the left panel, same as the right side. On the back panel, we have the NG Models logo on the top left. We've got the 2D rendering of the aircraft in the middle there. And then we've got the social handles for NG Models, the Facebook page, Instagram, and their website. There's the barcode again, and there's the warning information. And this aircraft is made in China, as of course NG Models is a Chinese-based model manufacturer. And you can see there's the F logo you can see on the tail fin just there. Very cool. Of course, this model here was released alongside I believe it was the Marimekko Corvette livery. That model did actually feature in my most recent airport update. If you want to go ahead and check that out, the car will be in the top right corner right about now. And this model here was also featured, this model right here was featured in the unboxing I did most recently alongside the United Airlines 787-10. If you want to go ahead and check that out, there will be a card in the top right corner right about now as well, leading you to that video. So with that out of the way, and showcasing out the box, reading out of the airline, and of course the aircraft, let's go ahead and check out the model. And here is the absolutely stunning Finnair Airbus A350-900 by NG Models, looking absolutely gorgeous indeed. In this portion of the video, I'm going to be showcasing the model up close to the camera, showing you all the aspects and all the details on the model as well, and giving you some information about what each of the components do on the aircraft. So let's go ahead and dive in straight into the model review. So zooming into the model first and foremost, and picking the model up. Here we have the nose area of the A350-900. As you can see, we have the wonderful shape of the cockpit, or the canopy here. Looks absolutely gorgeous indeed. I think NG Models are one of the best 350 molds, or makers of the 350 molds, including their 1000s. I think, in my opinion, I believe that Aviation 400 has it over NG Models only a little bit. I do think what AB400 does with their models, and especially including the 3D beacon lights on their models, has it over NG Models. Not going to discredit NG Models as a mold, because I do highly appreciate what they do with their models. But here we have, in the middle of the shot, we've got Whiskey Echo on the top of the cockpit raccoon mask there. That is for the last two digits of the registration, which of course is Oscar Hotel Lima Whiskey Echo. Here we have the cockpit's window shields there, and surrounding them we have the raccoon mask, the famous raccoon mask that was, I believe, introduced on the A350's family, of course the 1000 variant as well. Here we have the window wipers in the middle of the two main window shields of the cockpit there. And below that we have some sensors that are on the older variants of the 350-900s. They're not on the 350 anymore for the newer variants. I believe that they were there just to provide some assistance, a bit like the angle of attack and the pitot tubes you can see on the side of the aircraft here. At the end of the model here, in the middle of the shot, focusing on the nose cone here, underneath that is a component on board the aircraft that is the weather radar. Now the weather radar has the purpose to detect storms along the flight path, and to give the pilots a visual indication of rainfall and the possibility of turbulence. This enables the flight crew to navigate around any potential hazardous areas along the assigned flight path for the flight. So moving along, we have the nose gear here. Of course, at the top we have the nose gear door with Whiskey Echo again on the nose gear there as well. And there we have the actual nose gear strut. As you can see, the nose gear here does actually roll. Very cool indeed. Here we have the L1 door here. Very cool indeed. And moving down, we can see the Finnair billboard titles looking absolutely gorgeous indeed. I do like how Finnair have their livery, especially the titles of the livery. If I can just zoom out just momentarily just to show you them. I do like how Finnair does that, especially with having the titles going down most of the fuselage. Of course, as you can see, the base of the livery is, or the fuselage livery is white, a bit like Japan Airlines and of course China Eastern. But apart from those two carriers, they have their titles up here above the cabin windows, and China Eastern, I believe, has their titles here. But because of the fact that the Finnair titles are so big and they span the majority, over half the length of the fuselage, I think that makes the livery look very, very nice indeed. Here we have on top of the fuselage, just focusing on this at the moment, we have the first antenna. And just showing you that this model does not have a beacon light on top of the fuselage. I don't know why NG models do this for their 787s as well. I think it is quite a flaw in terms of their wide bodies. I think they do have beacon lights on top of their 777s, but in terms of their 350s and of course their 787s, they don't put beacon lights on the top of their fuselage. They do have some on the bottom, which I'll show you very shortly. But yeah, I think what I said about AV400 having dual beacon lights, 3D beacon lights, yeah, I think the fact that NG models don't have beacon lights on top of their 350s or their 787s or their 330s for that matter, yeah, that's what I think AV400 has over NG models at the moment. Anyway, here we have the L2 boarding door. That is one of the main boarding doors on this aircraft. And beside that, we can see the OneWorld logo. Of course, Finnair joined the OneWorld Alliance on September the 1st, 1999, so quite a long time ago. Here we have the wing light, and that is to provide, of course, to use light when approaching an airfield or departing an airfield. Of course, the requirement for the wing light. Sorry, here just trying to focus on it. Is to that the pilots are supposed to have the wing lights or the landing lights on at all times below 10,000 feet. Once they go above 10,000 feet, they can turn it off to their discretion. I mean, I've learned all this while flying on Infinite Flight. So flying a flight simulator is actually quite helpful to get the knowledge of the aviation world. And of course, there we have the fairing. Of course, the fairing is the joining of the wing to the fuselage. Very cool indeed. Here we have the number 1 engine, I believe. This is the Rolls-Royce Trent XWB-84 engine. Looking into the fan blades there, very, very nice indeed. I do like the A350 a lot. I do have a soft spot for the Dash 900 especially Singapore Airlines. If you haven't gone ahead and checked out my most recent model review, which of course was the Singapore Airlines A350-900 by NG Models, go ahead and check out the top right corner right about now. Here we have the exhaust of the Trent XWB engine, looking very nice indeed. And there we have the landing gear, if I'm able to just focus on it momentarily, just there. Very good indeed. Moving down the wing, we can see some nicely detailed wing here. I do like how NG Models does their thing with their wings. And here, if I can just focus on it, there we have the strobe lights and the navigation light, the red navigation light on this side. Of course, the other side we'll see in a moment that the navigation light is green. Now, to identify whether an aircraft going overhead is an A350 or an A330 or an A320 or pretty much an Airbus aircraft, is if these strobe lights are flashing twice, it is an Airbus. And to identify whether it is a Boeing or like a 777 or a 787, these strobe lights would be flashing once. I think it would be quite obvious if it was a 787 because the 787 strobe lights and their beacon lights are the LED beacon lights, and they are quite bright during night operations. So that they should be easy to spot out. Here we have the L3 door on the fuselage here. This is mainly used in the event of emergencies. And on the top we have the middle antenna, and moving down we have the SATCOM or the Wi-Fi dome just there. That is used to provide the IFE, in-flight entertainment, on board the aircraft, which can be seen behind each seat. And here we have in the front of the registration, to the left that is, we have the flag of Finland. To the right of the registration we can see the flag of the European Union. And of course in the middle we have the registration, Oscar Hotel Lima Whiskey Echo. Below the cabin windows we can see the Airbus A350-900 titles there, and below that we can see a baggage hold there. And here we have the L4 door, that is also a boarding door when disembarking or boarding via the apron. And there is another small kind of antenna there. And here is the tail fin of Finnair. I can just zoom out momentarily. There we go. There's the tail fin of Finland's national carrier Finnair, looking very, very nice indeed. I do like how they have the F on the tail fin. It's delivery overall is very simplistic but very very modern indeed. If you've ever flown Finnair, especially a 350-900, let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what they are like. I would like to experience what the 350 is like for Finnair in the future, so do let me know in the comments below. Here we have the elevators of the aircraft. Of course, there's one. Of course, there's another one in the background there. That dot you can see in the middle of the shot there is the tail light or the logo light that is used in night operations to light up the tail fin to give whoever is in the control towers or the ATC a visual indication of who the operator is of the aircraft. And it can also be used as a marketing tool for anyone within or outside an airfield. And of course, at the end of the model we can see the auxiliary power unit, otherwise abbreviated as the APU. So let's have a look at the other side of the model and look at the differences. Here we have the emergency escape hatch for the cockpit in the event of emergency used by the pilots. Here we have the forward baggage compartment on this side of the model, and as we move down we can see the rear baggage compartment at the rear of the aircraft. Very nice indeed. I like how NG Models has the red outline, the red bits for where the handles are. Very nice indeed. This red rectangle is where the ram air turbine would be, otherwise abbreviated as the RAT, R-A-T. And here we have the landing gear again, very nice indeed. And here we have some air vents just there. I will show you a closer view of the bottom of the aircraft very shortly. Here we have the number 2 engine, looking very cool indeed. And as I mentioned, the navigation light on this side of the wing is green. And then looking at the tail fin again, looking very cool indeed. Looking at the bottom of the aircraft, I'm going to do my best in terms of the focusing for you guys. Here we have the nose gear doors that they open when the aircraft's landing gear are being retracted. Here we have some nicely detailed, belly here, very cool indeed. Here we have that beacon light that I mentioned before on the bottom of the aircraft. I'm not too sure why they don't put them on the top of the aircraft. Here we have the air vents again, the stand hole, and the landing gear doors, very cool. Moving down, we can see the nicely detailed flaps and slats. And there's the sharklet. I will show the interior of the sharklet very shortly. On this side, we can see the registration there. Oscar Hotel Lima Whiskey Echo. And at the rear, or at the end of the aircraft, just here we can see the APU entranceway. Now I did just mention the sharklet. And here we have the interior of the sharklet. I'm just going to try my best to zoom in on it. Very cool. One thing that I would pick out, I kind of feel that the F emblem on the interior of the sharklet is a little bit too big. But I mean, it's not really something that will stop me buying the model. Of course, this model here was also released alongside the Marimekko Corvette livery. That one was in my most recent airport update. I think I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't done so already. So that is the main part of the video out of the way, the model review of the Finnair Airbus A350-900 by NG Models. If you did enjoy what you saw, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, as it would help me out in terms of the channel as well. If you are new to this sort of thing and you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and ding that bell icon for to be notified for future content going out very soon. I have a great bunch of videos coming out very soon to the channel. More model reviews coming very soon to the channel, and also some unboxings, another airport update, and a video displaying my entire 787 collection. If you want to check that out, make sure you come along and join me for that video when it goes out live. If you want to support me even further in terms of my social media accounts, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I have a website for Model Airport, and soon enough into the social realm will be my Patreon account. All of the links will be below in the description. But of course, Instagram is where I showcase the models, the model photos and the videos. I upload the ins and outs of the airports, the networks, schedule boards, the route maps, the announcements of new services to my airports, the announcements of services that are coming to an end, etc. So if you want to come along and support me on that, go ahead and support me via the link below. And of course, on the Instagram account, I also do live streams as well. Of course, on this YouTube channel, I am going to start doing more live streams. Of course, I did one a couple of days ago, I mean, even last week, and I quite enjoyed it, to be honest. So I think I will do them even more. So hopefully, you guys can come along and support me in that way. The website for the airport, asjayairport.com, is my brand new website for my airport, ASJ International Airport. If you want to go ahead and check out the utmost professional viewing of that website, go ahead and check it out via a PC or a laptop device and not a mobile device. Of course, the website is not yet compatible for a mobile device. I'm still working on ways, or brainstorming ways about how I can get that out, but at this stage I don't think I will have it as an app or anything, but I am brainstorming on how I can improvise in that sense. And coming soon to the social realm, as mentioned, will be my Patreon account. That's where you can support me in different ways in terms of providing me funds to afford video editing software like Final Cut Pro or other video editing softwares like that, to provide you guys with better content in terms of putting graphics on the screen, or outros, intros, background music, etc., animated logos or something. That I do pride myself in the professionalism up to my standards, of course. And you can also help me out with the funds to afford new model aircraft. Of course, these days, the likes of NG Models, Gemini Jets, Phoenix Models, and of course JC Wings are now getting quite pricey, quite expensive. So that's also would help me out if you want to see more model reviews of future models. That could help me out. And of course, it could also help me out with providing me with new tripod, new cameras, a new setup, I guess. But that's some ways you could potentially help me out in terms of that Patreon account. The Patreon account should be launched very, very soon and will be announced via an Instagram story on my Instagram page. So if you want to go ahead and support me on Instagram, go ahead and do so via the link below. So that will do it for today's video. So thank you very much for coming along to the model review of the Finnair Airbus A350-900. Remember to subscribe, share this video to your friends or anyone who would be interested, in that bell icon for future content, and also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it and you want to see some more videos on this channel, soon enough on the left hand side would be my most recent video, which of course was uploaded pretty recently. On the right hand side would be the 4 playlists of model reviews I've done so far on the channel, and in the middle will be where you can subscribe. But until next time guys, fly safe, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.